Welcome to the truth about the eyesplice discography video is what I think I'm gonna name it. And I just deleted all of my shit from streaming, and now I'm gonna explain to you the story behind all this. I'm gonna just kind of let myself ramble. I'm gonna try to, not say shit that's unnecessary, but I'm gonna be honest because I need to express myself. I ripped off this idea from Handkerchief Code, but which that video was amazing. I think she needs to start a podcast or some kind of shit, because I think that shit was just amazing, and she's a good speaker, interesting speaker and shit. Like a boss speaker, like a Marshall speaker. It's an interesting speaker. It's gonna be a long video. There's a too long, didn't read at the end. It all started in August of 2023. That's a very long time ago. That's not that long. It's 3 years, but that was the longest 3 years I've been in hell. So eyesplice started as my side project, my Arab on Radar ripoff side project, and because I was doing all this emo, like basic emo shit and basic math core whatever. I wanted to do a project for fun because those projects were so serious and everything had to be so serious. So I started eyesplice. It was just gonna be fun, and I'm just gonna be singing about like, oh, let's go out and let's have some fun and let's do something cool, and that's kind of cute. I maybe should have just kept it to that, but it didn't go like that. I made the first EP 4-track demo. I was just fucking around, it wasn't great, but like whatever, because I wasn't trying to be great. It was my fun side project. I don't remember there being any weirdness to it, like weirdness, like, I don't know about that, like it was mostly just me being young and shit. And I was finding my little glimmer of hope in life, because my life was really narrow, I guess I could say. After that, I did a 3-way no wave nonsense split, which was cool. I have always hated my side of it, and I wanted to take it down, but Wingtip, who was under the name Wichita, his side is so good that I can't take it down because, like, that shit is good. Like, after that, I did a split with deviance right before I joined deviance. Shout out deviance. I don't know if he's gonna watch this, but he's awesome, and he's always been an extremely loyal friend, even through all the times I was a stupid retard asshole, so like just unlikable. I mean, and I think everything is unlikable, but god damn, like I'm ashamed. And I feel ashamed a lot nowadays. I used to not feel any shame, and I guess it's kind of just collected and it's built up. But it's good shame, because it's like it teaches you not to do it. Anyway, the deviant split is I think lyrically I was just talking about like anorexia and shit, right? Or I talked a little bit about boys. Oh, boys. Yeah, I just looked up the lyrics. It's just more. It's kind of more that same shit. The like, just being like just a silly goofball. And like, oh, I'm so quirky. You can see just a little. You can start to see just a little bit of the hoishness start to leak through. Musically, this is like the start of the real eyesplice, because it's like I was mixing the pop punk and the no wave, which ended up being the whole recipe for the first album. But really, the highlight of this shit, Ollie Pantsing, which deviance made the drums, and then I just kind of did bullshit on top of it. It ended up being pretty sick, and having some memorable lines, because I was so quirky. I was trying to be some girls. I thought I was West Side Story. I mean, I basically was, if you really think about it, because I reread some of those Some Girls lyrics, and it's like, at the time it used to be so good. I used to walk through the rain screaming that album, just screaming the words to it. As a little devout, It's on in a bad mood if we stay on this road. We'll find religion soon. I used to scream that shit on the sidewalk. I didn't give a shit, and it was so hard. But mostly, really, it was just his flows. He had a couple good lines, but if you look at it, it's that same bullshit that I've started to hate now, which is it's like just using religious references as a crutch. That's why I'm like not allowed to use religious references anymore, except for saying like sold my soul and shit, because I have a connection to the idea of selling your soul. I guess everyone does. That's kind of a cop out, me saying that, but I can make an exception, whatever, because I'm allowed to. But I really do. I think this quirky style holds up. Like I kind of said it just like it was like, oh, it's whatever. But I think this like just saying everything in like a really quirky manner, like I think that shit do hold up very well. If I'm being completely honest, I think it holds up better than any other lyrical style. I should just regress back to this stage maybe. I mean, it made a lot more sense. Everything made a lot more sense at the time. Oh, I was supposed to talk about this musically a little bit more. Oh yeah, the Ollie pantsing incident was sick. And then I'm very delusional, but mostly just sleep deprived. Wow, quirky, huh? It was, it was like that the riff with the whammy pedal, like that shit was so sick. That shit was hot. It's like the ending of Blue Period by Kind of Like Spitting. It has that same exact sound, but just like longer, you know. So those two songs, sick. Everything else, I don't give a shit about. Then LP stand for Loser Pop. I re-listened to this album the other day, and I only like the intro and scrams with a fucking Z. That's the only ones that I like. Or I'll read the government name. Intro, you'll never hear this much concentrated male estrogen in any other album. Wow, I was so quirky. Wow! Like you can really start to see the hoishness leaking on this part of the shit. Like looking back on it though, I wasn't nearly as hoish as I remembered I was, which is great because I was really embarrassed. Mostly, I guess I was just acting hoish on social media, which makes me want to kill myself thinking about that. Very embarrassing, but I mean, what am I gonna do? Go back in time? Yeah, I learned from it, and I don't have Instagram anymore, so I don't. You can forget about me, please. Forget about it. Use a memory gun. Erase it. Oh God, I hate this shit, bro. I hate that era. I was just so confused. But I think this is like releasing LP Loser Pop. This was like the album that I actually started like the perfectionism shit. Like I actually started it because the deviance split, it was like so successful, like musically. Like I was like so proud of it. Basically, that's what I mean by successful. Like I was actually proud of it, and like I was like, wow, these songs are pretty memorable. So I started being serious about like making some good shit. And basically my main way that I did that in this era was like the attention span focus. So really my principle was, if the like nothing can go on for more than like 2 bars without throwing something else on top of it, like you gotta add a shaker, you gotta add a synth, something, to keep it interesting. Like it can never get boring, never ever get boring. And that it felt like it worked really good at the time, but looking back on it, it's like and that's what I noticed about all this shit is like the production, like all the sound choices, the choices of drum sounds, the choices of whatever bullshit I was doing. It's all cool. Like it's cool to hear, but the songs is weak. All the song structure, it's weak. The riffs, weak. The flows, weak. But some of the energy is pretty good. Shout out to everyone who had a feature on this shit, because everyone killed it. Save Me From Hell was amazing. He was better than me at what I was doing. I mean, shit. Handkerchief Code, that's the GOAT, honestly. The more like older I get, the more I'm like, damn, Handkerchief Code was right this whole time. Like that, like that style was so much, it was more memorable. It was like, it was so different, and it is so different and special because it don't feel like listening to other music. It's like its own thing, but not in like a shitty way. And the storytelling, like, that shit is so special. So I don't mean to glaze too hard, but I just gotta I gotta say what needs to be said, you know, whether it's glaze or not, because it's true, you know. And Wingtip always murdered shit. I try to get Wingtip on every single album because it's like, it's loyalty, you know. And when he did a podcast for a minute, he had me on the podcast, but that shit never came out because he was like, I don't want to do a podcast. But I mean, I was like, I thought it was good, but you got to do what makes you happy. So yeah, but shout out Wingtip. This whole album was very mid, but the out of the 2 songs that I like, one of them has Wingtip. So shout out Wingtip, and he had an amazing vocal performance on that song. And lyrically, I was kind of just talking about the same shit. I keep realizing that, like, I'm saying shit and then I trail off into other shit. Like, usually I would like to think that usually I'm more collected. But what I'm trying to get at is, so, like, this is where my narcissism started. I remember it was at the release of this shit, which most of it was written, like the lyrics, you know, was not based in any of that. Like, you don't even really, like I said, you don't even really see the hoe-ishness. Really, like, all of it's kind of just like, oh, I'm sad, you know, and I want to just like go out and do something, you know, but I'm lonely. Like, that's the whole point of 99% of these songs. And because that was my shit. May is definitely when like, I keep saying that, but that's when it started, you know. That's when I started being like, I started realizing how mid a lot of music was. I was like, you know, I actually put effort into my shit because I really started noticing, bro. I had listened to basically every single math grind shit that had ever existed. I know it, bro. If you talk about any band pre 2020 that was math grind, I know it by heart. I probably know their whole discography, or at least I did back then. I don't really give a shit about that shit now because I don't think it holds up. I joined the group Cute When Dead after it was in like June, which is like a few days after this goddamn album came out. I left the band because of an argument with the only other member of the band. Like, kept posting their friends shit, and I was like, oh wow, another band that sound like a ripoff of Suicide Silence. Cool, bro. Like, and they was like, oh, it's my friends, and I like I mean, the world needs less dancing around the truth, bro. Cause, like, fuck your friends. I don't give a fuck. This shit's mid. You can't be standing for mid, bro. There's too much mid in this world already, bro. Inspire and express. You know, all this shit is just trend hopping, dick riding bullshit. Like, this doesn't express anything other than, you hopped on the trend, you know? It's popular to sound like MySpace. Everybody with MySpace back then. I don't know what's happening now because I'm disconnected from all that culture, especially from the screaming music. Since I disconnected from the screaming music, my brain has made so much more sense of shit because I'm not influenced by this bullshit and surrounded by just like, what is you doing, bro? Like, why won't you try? I know I made the Math Course Lane video, so I'm not going to repeat myself. When everybody in your circle is a yes man, it just becomes an echo chamber of nonsense. And that's exactly what all that screaming music is. That's the most perfect example you could ever need to prove that you need real criticism. Because then, look at that shit. All you have is bullshit. Please. I mean, I didn't want to be yelling into my microphone and screaming like a little baby, but I do want to express myself, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Holy tangent, bro. Holy tangent. The tangent is crazy. Basically, I started becoming narcissistic because I realized that I was the only one who was putting in effort, basically. Like, I was the only one who actually cared. And that made me really grandiose. But and also, I was staring at myself in the mirror so much, bro. Like that was like probably the main outlet for my narcissism, bro. Like, bro, I would spend at least 3 hours a day, every single day. I was just staring at myself, and I don't have pictures from that era anymore because I fucked up my phone, but like I didn't even look that good. But like I was so delusional. I was like, oh my God, I look perfect, bro, and it felt so good. Like there was like body dysmorphia involved, but at least like 60-70% of the time. Oh, that's funny. Wow. That I was like it was just euphoria, bro. Like especially I would listen to like I remember specifically it was Rick Ross' Deeper Than Rap album I would listen to over and over, like, cause that shit just sounds like success. Like it sounds like you're at the top of the world. It was so good. It was so good. But it wasn't real. I was delusional, and I'd never realized that until I was out of it. Foreshadowing. Wow. So that clipped really bad. Sorry about that. I'm not sorry about that. I'm freaking unhinged, dude. Wow. Eyesplice really got unhinged in this video. Wow. I'm actually sober right now, believe it or not. I'm very much sober. I do not do drugs. And thank God that Helicopter Blues told me that shit, because I need to never do drugs. Like he told me if you ever watch that interview, he told me you gotta stay on your straight arrow. I'll always remember that, because I do need to stay on my straight arrow. I can't be getting into drugs now, especially not now. I've been so good this whole time, bro. Ever since like after I was like a kid, I've always been the only one in the group who don't do drugs. And well, I guess I'm not the greatest example because I'm not exactly a ray of sunshine, but at least I know the truth. I feel like I would always rather be miserable, but not be living a lie than to be living a lie and be happy with it. I feel like that's just better standards. I can see why you wouldn't want to do that, but I think like running from the truth is. I think it's stupid, and I think it's something to be ashamed of, and something to hate yourself for, reasonably. And I would know it too, because I ran from the truth. I've been running from the truth my whole life. Well, a lot of it was delusion. A lot of it was distraction. Most people, it's all distraction. But I've been running from the truth too. I don't even know how I got into this tangent. All right, it's gay cowboy split. Wow, so quirky, huh? I think the song "Living" and the song "Bizarre." Was it Bizarre? No, "What's Mine Is Yours." Those songs is both good. "Save Me From Hell" was dope. 206 Ride, I was always a fan of 206 Ride, so it was a fun little split. But I only had 2 good songs out of the 4 songs that I had, so it can go, it can go. Oh, also the lyrics, bro. The lyrics on this shit was so good. Honestly, that's probably my best lyrics that's released as a collection. Like the same shit I was talking about earlier, where like if you the focus on like the attitude and shit, the sassiness, like the quirkiness, like oh my God, I was good at executing that shit. I definitely got to get back to writing in that style a little bit and merge it with my sweet hip hop skills, bro, because that shit was awesome. It was memorable. It was cool. Now on to the shovel songs time. I released shovel songs on my 17th birthday. Lyrically, it's all parental shit, but there is a narcissistic theme. There's no sexuality in this album, thank God. Well, that would be a really weird mix, because I'll be talking about my parents' situation. So the parent situation, basically, I don't like talking about the parent shit, because I'm just over it. Ever since I did this album, up until this album, I always was so fucked up about my parents. Now I don't give a fuck. Like I never even get pissed off about my parents, because I just don't give a shit. And I still live with my parents. I don't even know what changed. But let me tell you, basically, it was a situation where I was like about to go to this trade school, a trade school where you live there. Like, so I would have been out of the house. For some reason in my brain, this is the type of shit that makes me reflect on this shit and be like, what the fuck was wrong with me, bro? Because in my brain, for some reason, I never equated that I would have had to go back to the house after I finished the school, because I was just gonna spawn in money and never have to like I'll just be on my own. I'll just have enough money to live, when it's like basically impossible to have enough money to live by yourself. But anyway, this album, I'm about basically, I'm about to leave my parents for this trade school, blah blah blah. I got rejected, but I got rejected like after I had already finished the album. So the whole album is me thinking that I was about to never have to see my parents again. And like, bro, I was so like happy. Like I really felt like I was like a bird spreading my wings. Like it felt so good, bro. I cried happy tears, bro. I never cried since I was a kid, and I've not cried since then, bro. I cried. Oh my God, it felt so so good. So good. I wish I could cry. I wish I could cry all the time, but I can't. Also, I forgot to mention, this is where we start to get into the eyesplice hoe arc. Fun, not embarrassing. Wow, fun. So basically, the whole gist of it was around like summer, when I had broke up with my Filipino boyfriend, who was just amazing. But that wasn't what I was looking for, because I was basically like, I got bored. Like that was my whole reason. It's like I need to talk to multiple, like, because the honeymoon phase ended, and I was like, I needed this constant validation, and it came into this goddamn horrible cycle of like I got validation, and then that would make my ego go crazier, which made me want more validation, which made my ego go crazier, and it spiraled into this insanity. And goddamn, I literally just I was out of my mind, bro, and I was like saying stupid shit, doing stupid shit. I thought I was saying, like, when I say doing stupid shit, like that sounds like I'm talking about having sex. I didn't even have sex. I didn't have no sex. I'm a virgin. I was acting like a hoe, like I like the performative hoishness, which is something that I see a lot, and it breaks my heart. It's extremely sad, but mostly it's extremely embarrassing. It makes me want to blow my head off. Once you've actually been that, and then you step out of it, you can see right through all this. Like, all this shit's fake, bro. All that shit's fake. Like the try hard being a hoe, and like the like I said, the performativeness of like putting it out there. I'm such a hoe, It's performative. It's to get attention. But that's not the right way to get attention. That shit started in like the 90s with the goth shit. It's like all them kids was like, oh, you have to be super kinky, and you have to be, have had a million sexual experiences to be cool, and you have to be in the BDSM. I feel like that's probably where all this shit started, was that bullshit. And they made it so normalized in media and music and TV. They push the sex so hard, and you have to be a hoe because being a hoe is so cool. Oh my God, how did they make that cool, bro? We need to go back to the era where it's shamed, bro, because that's what they say. They say, oh, having sex is okay, it's natural, it makes you feel good. All I've seen in my life is sex ruining everything, ruining everyone's life. For men, it literally shuts off the part of your brain that makes rational decisions. It makes you, being horny makes you make stupid, irrational decisions. And for females or girls, whatever, the receiving end, they hoe around as a bizarre coping mechanism that actually just makes your life worse over time, because it degrades the concept of actual connection and the possibilities for actual connection. And keep it real with me, bro. I mean, everyone got into this shit too young. We're in the era of everyone sees porn first time at 5 years old. I mean, in the 80s and 90s, that was considered, that was considered like child sexual abuse. Now it's normal. It's education now. You see what they doing? That's literally the definition of grooming. You do some weird sexual shit to a child. Oh, it's normal. It's okay. This is how it's supposed to be. You fucking freaks. What a fun video we're having, huh? But that do need to be said. I was on this shit because I was exactly the type of shit that I hate. Let me explain. I was a robot. I wasn't thinking about this shit. It took me so long to really think about this shit, break this shit down, and realize that it was wrong. But I did it, and I leaned into the oh, being a hoe is cool type shit, because that's what I was told, and that's what I was convinced was right. So I was a robot. I wasn't thinking for myself. I was being programmed to do shit. And that's what I hate about humans, is that they don't think. They get told what to think, and then they just do it. They never, like, and you can explain shit completely top to bottom in the most reasonable way, and nobody will ever listen to you. They're just like, oh, okay. And then they just move on, and they keep doing the same shit they was gonna do, because they don't want to listen to you. They need to listen to whatever's spoon fed to them by the corporations, and that's the whole society is just a big echo chamber. None of these people is thinking for themselves. That's why I don't have friends, bro. Cause how the fuck am I supposed to be friends with any of these people? They don't think. They're not even humans. They don't have opinions. They get told what to think about everything. They bandwagon on whatever's popular. They don't have opinions. So how the fuck can I believe that they have feelings if they don't even think? You know? Like, genuinely, how the fuck am I supposed to feel bad for any of these people? You can't even think, bro. You don't even have a brain. How the fuck are you supposed to have feelings? You cannot tell me that doesn't make sense, because it makes perfect sense. And I know you know this. We live in a society. I hate myself, who I was at this time. I do. It's embarrassing. It's horrible. It's horrible. Get it? Because this was when my peak. Horrible. Oh, wow, I'm funny. Wow, that's so funny, eyesplice. So, Shovel Songs is musically, it's like the I wrote it in the Bandcamp description. It's emo plus cyber plus math plus grind, because I heard like just a couple of that cyber grind, cyber violence shit. It was specifically a demo on Bandcamp. I don't know if it's still up. Let me search it. It was called Sigma Grind Set 10 demo, and I wanted that to be my very first split when I started making music. Oh my god, that shit was amazing. And I would still love to make music with him, but I emailed him, and he was like, "Oh, I don't think I have any material." And then he dropped a song on the comp, the cyber grind whatever comp, and I was like, "Oh, okay, so you just don't want to work. You just don't want to work with me," because I hadn't dropped anything at that point. I sound a lot saltier than I really was or am about that, but I was upset that I didn't get to work with him because he was so sick. But it ended up being okay, because I contacted Discordautisms, who was another psyopus type project, and I wanted to do a split with him, and I sent him like a rough demo. He was like, "I don't really have enough material for a split, but I would love to like mix your shit and practice mixing my shit." And he mixed Loser Pop and Shovel Songs and all my other nonsense demos. Big shout out to Juan Jeff. I still owe him a lot of money for those mixes. I'm gonna get it to him. I don't be making money because I escaped the Matrix. But as soon as I do got some money, I'm giving it to him, because I do not steal. I've actually never stolen before, except from my family. But anyway, the Sigma Grind Set, Cyber Grind, whatever. It was the first time I heard drums, and I was very, very excited. I was very excited. So I wanted to make a whole Math Grind album with that, and it was supposed to be the best Math Grind album ever. But I mean, it had like 2 songs that's good. I think The Same Trains is a great song. If I really wish that I would have cut the second part, like after the first 3 minutes of the song, it just turns into this obnoxiously long spoken word thing. It's also 3 minutes. It's just 3 minutes straight of spoken word, which it do got the vibe, but just skip over that shit when you listen to the song. And if you do, then it's a great song. It might be the best song I ever made, honestly. It was like it might be my best song, and it's not even that good. Like it's good. I know I just said it was great over and over, but like it's not like amazing. Cause I mean that was so much of this perfectionism shit, is I was being such a piece of shit, and I was like, the perfectionism, I wanted to justify me being a piece of shit. Like, I wanted my shit to be so good it could justify me being a horrible person. Bro, I was obsessed with Jesse Lacey and Lex Marshall, all this shit, like the the evil. Oh, this guy is so evil. He did these horrible things. Oh, he's a groomer. He sexually assaulted a bunch of women. Like, I was obsessed with that shit. And the Lex Marshall shit, like, that was earlier that I was obsessed with that. And that was less when I wanted to be it. I was more just like fascinated by it. But the Jesse Lacey shit, I was like he had a way, like, especially on a Deja and what's it called, Devil and God, brother. I re-listened to that album, bro. That shit's so ass, bro. Well, 4 of the songs is good, but it's really like the magic of that music is just like relating to the lyrics. Like, the magic was not in the music itself. The music itself was mid, but like, he had, like, lyrically or like feelings wise, just the feeling in that shit. He had a way of making being a piece of shit like, oh, I only care about myself. Like, I don't really give a fuck. You know, I'm gonna just use you. And it's like, he had a way of like, that sounds like bad, but he had a way of making that shit sound so handsome and cool and like likable. Like, he was likable, bro. Really likable. And he was so handsome. Like, he was beautiful. Well, nobody's gonna like that I'm glazing this. You know, everyone sees him as a groomer piece of shit. Well, and like I was just explaining, he built that image for himself. But I'm just explaining how my mindset came to be. I'm not endorsing anything in particular, especially this whole point of this video is that I had everything wrong this whole time. But how it came to be, so that shit was so cool, and I really wanted to be it. And I never actually did anything that was really that bad, honestly. But I wanted to frame, just like the same shit with the hoishness. You can see the pattern is, I was a virgin, but I was trying so hard to act like I'm something that I'm not. Basically, I started wanting to be it because nobody ever really like acknowledged, or at least that's how I felt, that nobody acknowledged my pain, and everyone always tried to one up me on pain. Oh, I had a worse life than you, blah blah blah. And you know, I felt like if I did something like super bad, or was perceived as that like same evil shit, it would finally be like recognizing my pain. Basically, I would have like proved how fucked up I am, because only somebody that's fucked up can do this or that. That's where this, I think it was like December of 2023. I remember it had to be a December, so it would have had to have been 2023. But that's when I was finished writing the lyrics for this shit. So I mean, damn, it took me a long time to make the music. I guess that's not how I remember it in my head, but apparently that's how it was, timeline wise. Because there's a song called Timeline, guys. That's funny. Everyone knows that song, Timeline. Everyone knows that song. Yeah, you're crazy to not know that song. So I keep losing my track because I'm making funny voices. Even though I wrote these lyrics in December, my recollection is that I started really putting on my narcissism, like as a like kind of showing it off, making it my persona, I guess. Around like May is when it really, you know, I started pushing it like that. But I did write these lyrics in December, so it started in my head earlier. But this is, you know, that's like the two sides of the narcissism. It's like, I'm the shit, and also I'm a piece of shit, and I'm so unforgiving and cold, like I just don't care, you know. Oh, that shit is so stupid and gay, but like it was so cool. Jesse Lacey made me do it. He made it look cool. It's not my fault. That's this album. And then I made Guidebook in August of 2024. Like, most of these songs is August of 2024. Sweden, I made that beat in August of 2024. I started writing in August. Young Narc, I started it, or it was like, you know, the second half of 2024. Splits, that was later. Autobiography, that's second half of 2024. That's August. Honesty, that's an old song that I just remade. Envy, that's like November 2024. Make a Wish is the only like real fresh song that I actually made in 2025, and that's by far the worst song on the album. Let the World Pass, that's an old song from when I was like 15, 14. Well, same thing with Honesty. You know, those are just two songs that I re-upped. But yeah, guidebook. That was like the peak of my narcissism, and it was super performative narcissism. Like it really was. But I mean, I did feel like I was feeling like this, so I guess it wasn't exactly performative. I was feeling like I was on top of the world. I remember specifically. Let me tell you. So the same shit happened with Save Me From Hell. I was being a retard, and basically, he was a very loyal friend, very awesome person, but I was such a retard that I was like, you need to admit that I'm better than you, or I'm done talking to you because you're stupid. And he was like, well, I mean, come on, bro. Like, and I was just like, no. And then I blocked him. And that's what happened. And the same guy that used to be dog vomit from the 3-wave, no wave nonsense split, I did the same shit. That shit was crazy though with the dog vomit. I don't remember what that came after before. It was after Shovel Song came out that I was like, you have to, like, I'm the GOAT. Like, I just said casually, like in conversation, I was just talking about shit. I was like, I'm the GOAT, you know. He's like, you're not the GOAT. I'm sorry, bro, but you're not the GOAT. I gotta be real with you. And I mean, shout out somebody with being real with me, but it was too late because nobody had been real with me. My ego was out of control, and I was like, what? You're crazy. And he's like, come on, bro. I mean, you gotta admit, you know, you're not the GOAT. And I was like, fuck you. And I was like in my brain, bro, this set off some crazy shit in my brain, and it was like, you're so stupid that it's funny. Like, that's how it was in my brain. Like, I just stopped talking. I just stopped texting, but it was like, you're so stupid that it's funny. And I could not stop laughing. I had a crazy shit-eating grin the whole rest of the day. Bro, like, I felt so good. Bro, higher than any drug can get. Well, I didn't do drugs. I don't do drugs, so I don't have a reference point. But, I mean, shit, the drunkest I've ever been, that I'm, like, laughing at literally nothing. Like, any word becomes the funniest word ever type drunk. That shit didn't feel half as good as that goddamn day felt. Because it was just like, you're so stupid that it's so funny to me. And I was like, then I really started to feel above everything. Because I'm like, these people are stupid. I'm the only one who's like, I can see the layers and shit. But I wasn't seeing no layers. I was delusional. And, but also, you know, you got to keep in mind, I was having tons of boyfriends and shit. And shit was really, you know, it was the validation loop. And the shit crashed and burned by like January of 2025. And that's after most of the guidebook had been written. But some of the lyrics is from after that, you know. And the kind of story of this album, like the lyrical theme, is that it's like, it starts like, oh, the narcissism, and then like, you know, you kind of start to lose everyone around you from the narcissism, you know. And then like it ends with like a symbolic suicide, you know, which is so deep, bro. I mean, fuck, for a long time, every one of my goddamn albums that I made like 1 billion albums. I don't have any of them still public. A lot of them still in public anymore, but most of them was like that, you know. It's like, it's really not that creative. I mean, it's a powerful way to do it, but it's just not original for myself, you know. Like, I'm copying myself. Come on, bro. You can't be copying yourself, you know. You can't be copying yourself, bro. Musically, it's fine. Like production wise, there's some interesting shit. This is when I really, I forgot to talk about that with Shovel Songs, but Shovel Songs is where I really started to be like, I started to really seek originality, because I was like, I came to hate the typical, you know, left guitar, right guitar, bass, drums panned how they're supposed to be panned, and then vocal in the middle. Like, I hated such a basic layout that just happens over and over and over, and there's a billion songs like that. I was like, I swore to myself that I wouldn't have that type of shit again. But really, a lot of these songs is just like that, you know, just with synths added, and the drums is like electronic-ish sounding instead of just typical drum sounds. But, you know, I mean, the production is cool, you know, especially on a like autobiography. Like, that shit was swag. That shit was tough. Envy, the production on that was sick. The samples was crazy. But I've come to realize, like, I would infinitely, because like this it's just like the Loser Pop. Like, when I was listening to it, I was like, that's interesting, but the songs isn't there, you know. The production is cool, the songs isn't there. I would infinitely rather listen to a song that's really like a well-written song that's in that same basic ass format, copy paste ass format, than a song that's mid that has super cool production. I would always rather listen to a well-written song that's a song, you know? Because I'm not listening to this to be like, wow, that's such a cool drum sound. I want to hear a good song. But I guess that makes a difference between me and a lot of people, because I'm such a little bitch. I act like an old person. I'm just like I got like something up my ass that's like making me all pissed off and shit. And I'm like, that's not good. But it's not, Like it just don't do anything for me. And that's how I feel. It's my video, and that's how I feel. But I would say that's a pretty good principle, like you got to put the song over the production. You got to. The production really cannot carry a song that hard. If in theory you would think it could, but listen to that shit. I mean, it's boring. It's boring. Be real with me. It's boring, bro. And so the thing about this album is I was so delusional at the time. I really, like, in my brain, I was, like, super perfectionist with this album. Like, I spent so much time on it, dude. But looking back on it, I really didn't. I mean, Sweden, I put a lot of effort into that first verse. Just for me to get murdered by Killer, bro. I'm still so, like, I wish that I could go back and have, like, really, I would have just redone the whole shit. Because Killer's verse is one of the greatest verses I've ever heard. And, oh my God, his flow is immaculate. And before this album came out, I wanted to scrap that song because I got bodied so hard. I was like, bro. But lyrically, these lyrics is pretty good, Like the Sweden verse, the first verse of Sweden, like that shit's pretty high quality verse. Like that's a very good verse. And I literally spent the whole year writing that verse. But it's that same shit that I was talking about earlier. The spamming God shit. Oh, God this, God that. If I say God, it makes it deep. Bro, that shit is so lazy. I hate when anyone talk about shit like that. Like, it's so deep because it has lots of Christian references and shit. No shade, but I mean, full shade, bro. Come on, bro. Like, that doesn't make something good. Or you see that shit on the internet all the time. It's like if you literally add the word God to anything, everyone thinks it's the deepest shit ever, and I hate that shit. It's so cringy to me. Let me read you some of these lyrics, bro. I want to kill myself for writing these. Like, I hate it so much. I hate reading this shit with my eyeballs. I hate reading this shit with my eyeballs, and now I have to read it with my mouth into a microphone for everyone to hear. Bro, I hate myself. I had so much time to look back at this and be like, oh my God, these lyrics is horrible. Let me change this. My verse to autobiography. God, I hate this, bro.
3 letters aren't enough to define God.
Because God is spelled G-O-D. It's 3 letters. I counted the amount of letters. Oh, that's so deep.
It's a blind eye, pointed at all concept of wrong.
So being a God means I don't care that I'm a piece of shit. Wow, that's so deep, bro. Oh, wow, you're just like Jesse Lacey, bro.
It's an all-seeing eye staring into where I belong.
I don't even know what I was trying to say with that.
It's 16 generations blood diagnosed.
Because I'm 16 years old. It's 16 generations of blood diagnosed. What was I thinking? This doesn't even, like, mean anything, bro. Oh, my God, I hate. Oh, my God, I want to. Fuck, bro. This shit is so cancer, bro. This is why I privated my shit. This is why. It's embarrassing. Like, it had to go. Let's be honest. It had to go.
It's every dot.
It being God.
It's every dot connected like the stars are our host.
Bro, I couldn't think of a different rhyme that rhymes with ghost. The stars.
Every dot connected like the stars are our host.
Bro, kill yourself, bro. That is so ass, bro. You can't rhyme. Stop it, bro. Like, just have, like, the Some Girls lyrics, like, where it doesn't need to rhyme, You just kind of go through your shit. Like, I mean, that shit, and you just kind of, it's about the attitude. Like I said, like, that shit holds up way better Basically, after that, I have some like, I have like a decent, like 4 lines, and then the rest is just like cringe. BX, was great on this song. He barely had 5 seconds of airtime, and his part is infinitely better than all of my parts. So shout out BX. Some of the best lyrics on this album isn't written by me. It's written by Wingtip. The song the Wingtip song, he wrote those lyrics. I wrote a couple lines, but he some of the best lyrics on this album weren't even written by me, bro. What was I doing, bro? And this was supposed to be my magnum opus that I spent a billion years perfecting, getting consistently outperformed by everyone else on my own album. How the fuck did I believe that I was being a super perfectionist when I didn't even... Why the fuck didn't I go back and change this bullshit? I just let it sit there and sit there and sit there. I recorded those vocals for Autobiography in August of 2024. I had over a year. I had like 16 months, bro. I didn't like, that is not perfectionism. That's bullshit, bro. I want to bitch slap the shit out of myself for doing this bullshit, bro. God, basically the whole album is very, very mid. Consistently mid. The sampling is cool. The sampling is cool on this album. I'll say that for certain. That's a fact. All the drums on this album was masterful. Beautiful drums, except for Make a Wish. The drums on that suck, which conveniently is that's the final song that I did. But everything else though, all the drums sound good on every other song. Like amazing on every other song. Maybe I could just be a drums guy. I could be Metro Boomin, But I'm not gonna do that. The delusion was so real though. Everyone throws around the word delusion. I hate stupid buzzwords. Narcissism is a buzzword. Narcissist is a buzzword. Nowadays, narcissist is like some men just want to watch the world burn. Like there's no such thing as seeing the other perspective. It's just like pure evil, because that's a thing, What the fuck was I about to say? Oh no, I don't remember. Oh, okay, delusional. Everyone throws that word around. When I say it, it's not some bullshit. I don't want to get all Redditor on you, but I say, what the proper definition is, which is when you fully believe, dedicated to the belief of some bullshit, even though it's mountains of clear evidence that it's bullshit, but your brain just refuses to see it, And I really did believe that this album was the greatest thing to ever happen. And I and I just pointed out it's like super obvious, horrible flaws that make the listening experience just shitty and like embarrassing. And it's like, that's delusion. That's mad delusion. But since the delusion was so real, like this shit wearing off, like I realized that this shit was mid, like coming through time, like over time, I realized like, oh, it's not like amazing, but I had my excuses that I just kind of let it like, oh, I just heard it too much for making it, it's still good, it's still the best emo album ever, might not be the greatest album ever, the greatest emo album ever. So all right, let me explain what I did, what I was doing to get inspired, ranking all the albums that I have downloaded, every song on every album, 1 to 5 stars. 1 star is I don't like it, 2 stars is mid, 3 stars is good, 4 stars is great, 5 stars is amazing. I probably could have came up with a better system than that. I don't think great and amazing is that important of a distinction. This album, every single song was 2 star. Every single song was mid, and I've listened to it like 70 billion times because I'm like, please, like those movie scenes where it's like, don't die on me, bro, because this was my life's work, bro. My soul has been ripped in half by this realization because my entire life basically has been a lie because all this shit was bullshit, and it was so real to me though. So real to me. So I've kind of lost faith in my judgment a little bit, because what if I'm not good at lyrics either and I'm just delusional again in a different way? It's for a different medium. This album being mid means, and like I said, my whole discography, there's only like 4 songs that I actually like. So, and none of them is on this album that was supposed to be my crowning magnum opus, you know? My magnum anus. My magnum dong. I'm so funny. Oh, wow. You should be a comedian, eyesplice. You gotta tell jokes. I'm sounding like a fucking retard. Let me tell you why this causes me deep, persistent, spiritual agony. Since I was a kid, I had 2 goals: to be the greatest rapper to ever live, and to make the greatest album of all time. Those 2 goals specifically have been very burned into my brain. And I still want to do it, but I don't want to do it because I want to do it. I want to do it because this is literally my soul, bro. Like I said, since I was a kid, these is my 2 goals. I have to do these things because it's my life purpose. In my life purpose. Why did I say it like that? After I had made the first, the main chunk of Guidebook in August, and I had finished Trouble Songs by my 17th birthday. Guidebook came out on my 18th birthday. During the whole shit, since January 2025 until like June 2025, I'd barely made like 2 songs. I was so uninspired, and I really started to lose faith in my musical ability because the high of making a new song it was so real back then, and nowadays I just hate everything that happens, but it was really real back then. It was so good, and ever since then I have never regained my confidence, especially because like the narcissism shit. I still think I'm better than everyone else, but I'm really willing to admit my faults now, because I'm just trying to pursue the truth. That's what really matters to me. And I'm even admitting that all my whole life's work, this is my whole life's work, is bullshit. It was all bullshit this whole time, and I was a delusional retard. So I am a narcissist, but I'm real, So don't come at me with no bullshit, because I'm correct. I've made like maybe 5 riffs that I'm actually like stoked about since then. Everything else is just like I'm disappointed in myself, I've written some verses that I'm really stoked about and that I think is amazing. And that's why my plan is, or what I want to do, at least either on my 19th birthday or on my 20th birthday. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to retire from music and become just a full-time rapper and YouTuber. I feel like I've always been better at lyrics than I was at music. And if I really hone all my artistic energy into lyrics, when I really put my mind to it, I can make some shit that's the most masterful shit. So just imagine if it was all my artistic energy, but also just because I don't like music, Like, there's barely any music that I actually like listening to, but fuck listening to it, because making it, bro. And let me tell you, like, no matter how much anyone could tell me that the shit's good, I know it's not good. And they ain't really gonna appreciate, like, nobody's ever gonna really appreciate the effort that I put into the shit. I'm never gonna appreciate the effort that I put into my own music, clearly. And I don't appreciate the effort that anybody else puts into music, because I hate music. So what the fuck am I doing making music? And that's what I was saying. Like it was a curse. It's a curse. This shit, me having to make the greatest album ever, it's a curse. It's a hex on my existence, bro. Cause this shit is torment. Having to do this shit that I hate, because it's always been my life goal. So here's my plan. I have 5 months until my next birthday. Now it's the 24th, technically. It just turned the 24th of May, January, February, March, April, May 24th. I have 5 months exactly until October 24th, which is my 19th birthday. 19, yes. So that's 5 months. I'm trying to write 5 songs. I'm doing an EP with Killer right now is the plan, hoping that he sticks around. Bro, he actually hasn't, I haven't even told him all this shit yet. He hadn't even seen that I took it down on my shit. Well, cause he's been sick a little bit, like, so he, we haven't talked, and I mean, shit, it's been a crazy week, so a lot happened in the past week, and we haven't really talked since then. So this is gonna be him finding out about the plan for the EP. How professional of me. 5 months until it's exactly 5 months while I'm recording this. Exactly 5 months until October 24th, which is my 19th birthday. I always drop my birthday shovel songs on my birthday, guidebook on my birthday. It's just my tradition. It's gonna be a 5-song EP, or maybe you can consider it a mini album, because people don't really put this type of effort into EPs. A mini album, I would like to consider it that too, because that sounds really cute. 5 songs, 5 months. You could think of that as 1 song per month. That is so much time to have to work on music, and I here's what's gonna happen is, by the time this shit comes out, it's 5 songs. I have to be at least not ashamed, hopefully like proud of each song. It's only 5 songs. And I have all this time, and I'm focusing on this shit. Every single minute of every day, I'm thinking about this shit. I've been really tired, so I haven't been putting in all that effort, but I just started, realizing this was the plan and shit. So that's enough. Of course, that has to be enough time for me to be able to make myself proud of something. And basically, the goal is, if by the time this shit comes out, I'm not like proud of this shit, that is 100% undeniable proof that I am never going to be happy, gonna make myself happy with making music, and then I'll have enough to retire. Like, that'll be enough evidence for me that I need to retire, and I won't really be all upset with, oh, but it's, I'm supposed, I have to make music, because it's my life goal. I'll have proof that I'm incapable of accomplishing it. That has to be enough to put it to rest. I'll make it be enough to put it to rest, because I want to be done, bro, and I'm trying not to frame it mentally as, I'm just gonna let it be shit so I can say that I'm done, because I want shit to be real. I need the truth. That's what I'm searching for, the truth. I'm really like, bro, this is my soul, bro. I've been fighting spiritual demons, bro. I've been in hell. This whole video, every single thing I've talked about, it's been 3 years. That's a 3-year period. That's nothing for anyone else. For me, it's felt like 1,000,000,000 years. I've been in hell, bro. I've been in hell, and my soul is just getting stabbed over and over, bro. That shit'll make 3 years feel like 1,000,000,000,000, gazillion, billion years. So I'll be happy to say that I'm retired. But I'm trying not to frame it that way, because like I'm really good at talking in circles, am I not? I'm putting in all my effort, for real. I'm putting in all the effort that is in my existence, because if I'm capable, I have to know if I am capable of making the greatest album ever, and if I am, then I'm gonna do it, because then I can actually put it to rest for real. I'm putting all the effort in the world into this EP, because it's so complicated, because I don't want to do music, but I do. Like, bro, this was my life, bro, and it all fell apart because I realized that everything is nonsense, bro, and it all just feels like shit, bro, and it all sounds like shit, and especially noticing all the chord progressions is the same, bro, over and over, bro. Same exact goddamn chord progressions, same lyrical style. Every single emo song is talking about oh, blah blah blah, you this, you that, you don't, blah blah blah, I want you to, blah blah blah, and I try to avoid, like, I mean, that's just two examples, but I'm so serious about the originality. I don't want to do no shit that's already happening. And that kind of shit, it just broke it further and further, like, more and more as time went on. Like, it really fucked me up, because it's just like, oh, all this shit is bullshit, huh? Everything that I love, bro, my whole life, everything that got me through all the tough times, it was all nonsense. It's copy paste nonsense. It sounded good at the time because I was feeling feelings. It basically was background music, bro. My heart has been ripped out of my chest and just stomped on repeatedly, bro. It's so hard to avoid those things. And I was thinking lately, like, what if that's what makes music good, is those same cliches? You know, what if that's what actually makes music good, is the same chord progressions over and over? It's the same lyrical styles, same everything, because it's just, that's how it's supposed to trigger in your head. Because if I just use the 4-0 4-0 4-0 chord progression in every single song, my songs would be a billion times better. But that's bullshit. It's bullshit. There's already a billion songs like that. Why would I do that, bro? So that, I mean, you can see where I'm coming from, how my brain will come to the conclusion that music is just nonsense. Because it's like, where's the realness in this shit, bro? And it's clearly not in my music, because all my music has been bullshit this whole time. I can't even remember the last time that making music had me, like, stoked. Like, at most it'll make me be like, oh yeah, okay, cool. That's it, you know. I never am like, oh, wow. I never am like that anymore with my music. It has to be somebody else's music. And there's barely any music even like that, you know? Goddamn, this music shit has caused me so much fucking, what's another synonym for pain? Pain. It's caused me a lot of pain. And if I quit and I just start just rapping full time, like, I love rapping. Rapping makes me happy. It makes me feel good to rap. I love rapping. I've always loved rapping ever since I was a kid. I don't love making music. I hate making music. But I'm talking in circles again. Time for the TLDR, man. So it started as a side project just for fun. And then I started realizing, you know, maybe I could make it good. And the circumstances in my life made it feel extremely important to be seriously good. Like, actually my life purpose, which it still sometimes feels like that. And also circumstances in my life had made me develop some really severe narcissism. So I became so delusional, I thought that it was, like, amazing, even though in reality it was bullshit. Nobody was there to be honest with me. Nobody would be honest with me. By the time anyone would be honest with me, it's too late. I was too deluded, and I just thought they was just stupid. And that just kept going, basically. It just got more perfectionist. Whether it was real perfectionism or perceived perfectionism, you know, that's how I felt. And the way I saw it was I kept getting better and better, even though I could argue now that I actually got worse with every album. I wouldn't be against arguing that. I don't think it's 100% true. I feel like mostly it balances out to everything was about the same level of mid, which is bad. And then I realized that all this shit was bullshit. And, you know, it's just shattered my whole life and identity and soul and blah, blah, blah into bits and pieces, into a million little pieces. And now I just need to do something else, you know, like all this shit's bullshit. So that's how eyesplice. Hey, that wasn't too long of a TLDR. That was pretty good. I probably missed a spot or two. That's pretty cool. So that's how eyesplice went from just here. Wait, let me read the little subtitle I meant. How music went from being fun to being a nightmare. There it is. There it is. So that's my video. Drop a comment from me if you listened to any eyesplice music, and tell me oh, eyesplice, well, I thought some of that shit was pretty cool, but if you want to quit music, I'll gladly support you in your next moves in life. And then just never actually show up and support, just vanish from existence. But you have to say that you're gonna support, because it makes you seem cool, and then you can just say you was busy even though you weren't. I hope I didn't really let anyone down. I know everyone put effort into the features and the splits that happen. I also forgot to mention the Barab split. Barab is awesome. My tracks was mid. Barab is awesome though. And basically, shout out to everyone who worked on the music with me, because y'all was awesome and actually better than me at what I was doing. Better than me. So big ups to everyone. I would name them by name, but I would probably end up missing somebody, and that wouldn't be cool. But thank you to everyone. Unless you didn't watch this video all the way through, in which case, suck my penis. Penis. Okay. Good night. And always remember, that's life.